Did you know that the water of Zamzam near the holy Kaaba is not just an ordinary spring but a miracle? A secret buried in the soil for centuries, a well that became a symbol of not just water but of faith, sacrifice, and absolute trust in Allah? Today we will talk about the hidden history of Zamzam, a story that began with a dream sent by Allah, a dream that turned into reality, a truth that still flows from the land of Makkah. Prophet Ibrahim's son, Ismail, peace be upon him, had 12 sons. Their descendants grew so much that they couldn't all live in Makkah and spread across the whole region of Hijaz. One of Ismail's sons, Qidar, had a descendant named Adnan. Adnan's son was Mad and his grandson was Nizar. Nizar had 4 sons, one of whom was Mudar. From Mudar's line came Quraysh bin Malik, also known as Fihr bin Malik. The descendants of Quraysh became many and formed different tribes. From his lineage came Qusay, who gained power. Among Qusay's sons was Abd Manaf, who had a son named Sheba. Hashim married the daughter of a leader from Medina and they had a son named Sheba. After Hashim passed away, Muttalib became the leader of Makkah. Sheba was raised in Medina, but Muttalib later brought him to Makkah. When people saw Sheba, they thought he was Muttalib's slave, so they started calling him Abdul Muttalib. Among Abdul Muttalib's sons were Abu Talib, Hamza, Abbas, Abdullah, Abu Lahab, Harith, Zubair, Dharar, and Abdur Rahman. From his son Abdullah, our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was born. Out of all his sons, Abdullah was the most handsome and pure in character. One night, Abdul Muttalib had a dream. In the dream, he was told to dig the well of Zamzam. This was the same well that had appeared during the time of Prophet Ismail, peace be upon him, but was later covered by Muddad bin Amr, a leader of the Jurhum tribe. When the leaders of the Quraysh began to disrespect the house of Allah, Muddad threw all the treasures, weapons, and gold into the Zamzam well and covered it with soil. That well remained buried for centuries until Abdul Muttalib's time. In the dream, someone kept telling Abdul Muttalib to dig different places. First Taiba, then Barra, then Maznuna, and finally Zamzam. When Abdul Muttalib asked, "What is Zamzam?" the voice said, "It is the water that never runs dry, that quenches the thirst of great caravans of pilgrims." He was also given signs. It's the place where blood and dirt lie and where a crow is pecking with its beak. Abdul Muttalib took his son Harith and went to that exact spot. All the signs matched. There were also 2 idols at that place. Abdul Muttalib began digging. The Quraysh tried to stop him, but he said, "I will not stop. I was commanded to do this." Finally, the traces of the old well began to appear. When Abdul Muttalib saw it, he shouted, "Allahu Akbar." The Quraysh said, "This is the well of Ismail. We also have a right over it." But Abdul Muttalib refused. Then it was decided they would go to a fortune teller to settle the dispute. On their journey, in the middle of the desert, they ran out of water. The Quraysh refused to share their water. Abdul Muttalib prayed to Allah and a spring gushed out from underneath his camel. Everyone drank from it. The Quraysh said, "This is a sign from Allah. We won't argue with you anymore." They all returned. Abdul Muttalib continued digging the well. Soon gold, silver, swords and armor were discovered. Again the Quraysh demanded a share. Abdul Muttalib suggested they draw lots. 6 arrows were prepared, 2 for the Kaaba, 2 for himself and 2 for the Quraysh. When the lots were drawn, the treasure went to the Kaaba, the weapons to Abdul Muttalib and nothing to the Quraysh. The decision was final. Abdul Muttalib decorated the door of the Kaaba with gold. Before the digging of Zamzam, Abdul Muttalib had made a vow. He prayed, "O Allah, if you help me succeed, I will sacrifice one of my sons in your path." Once the well was found, a dream came again, reminding him of his vow. Now it was time to fulfill it, to sacrifice one of his sons for Allah. So he offered 100 camels to save the life of his son Abdullah. But this story doesn't end here. In fact, this is where a new journey begins. A journey that would one day spread the light of guidance to the entire world. Because what was that special light on Abdullah's face that made the women of Quraysh so fascinated by him? Who was the woman at the Kaaba who offered 100 camels to marry Abdullah? What was the dream that Amina, the mother of the Prophet, saw? Who was the unborn child in her womb that even the angels came to give good news about before his birth? And what was that light that lifted from Abdullah's face and moved to Amina? To find out all of this, watch the second part. After the sacrifice of 100 camels, a journey of light begins. If you want to stay connected with this soul-touching story of the Seerah of the Prophet, then don't miss the second part, because in the next episode, the light of prophethood enters the mother's womb.